This is Jennifer Soe, who used to be a trainer, and now she's doing a couple other things, including studying for physical therapy. We're going to find out more about that. So Jennifer, how old are you?
I'm 26.
26?
26.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I know you used to be a personal trainer at Equinox. So how long were you doing that?
I would say for about a year. About a year.
Why did you decide to be a trainer, and why did you decide to leave?
It's really funny because when I first started, when I went into the interview, I didn't apply for a personal trainer. I didn't think I was capable of doing it, so I applied as the front desk. And during the interview, I guess my boss, he thought that there's potential in me, so I just went in for it.
Why did you think that you couldn't be a personal trainer?
I was growing into it, and this is fresh for me. I wasn't even an amateur in the field. I had no knowledge of it, but I was very passionate about what I was doing during that time. So
you were doing a lot of fitness.
I was, yeah. Okay. I always grew up that way.
What do you mean by that? What were you doing growing up?
I was the typical. I ran around a lot when I was a little kid. My dad is actually a marathoner, so every morning he would go running and he would try to take me with him.
Oh my God, how long has he been running marathons?
Oh, at least 30 plus years.
Oh my God. Wait, are you Chinese or Korean?
I'm Korean.
Is that unusual for Koreans to, like culture to be running?
No, not really. It's we're very open to it. In Korea, there's a lot. It's actually becoming very popular now there. There's a lot of female bodybuilders who are becoming up and going now there.
In Korea, really?
In Korea. I follow the bodybuilding there too as well.
Oh my God.
It's getting huge.
Was one of the Olympic lifters that just won the gold Korean? Wait, I saw there was a Korean woman in the, yeah, but anyways, sorry. So that's interesting.
Maybe the gymnast, I don't know. Yeah.
So your dad's always been a marathoner.
Yep.
Do you like running?
I do.
Okay.
That was the first sport I ever loved doing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so then you got to Equinox and you became a trainer, and you only stayed for a year. Why did you decide to leave?
It's a really tough business being in the personal training field, but also I learned a lot, and I decided that, okay, I learned plenty here, but I kind of want to do something else now, and I want to grow from it, and I do want to become a physical therapist, so I figured that I should grow from where I started.
And in training, I'm sure you learned about people's injuries. What was it that gave you the idea of physical therapy?
Well, I volunteered for a physical therapy clinic a while ago, so that's when I kind of had the idea installed in me. There was a physical therapy inside the gym, so it was a lot of fun talking to the clients there, and I spoke with the physical therapist there, and I did my own research, and I just grew into it. So what I used with my clients was what I applied with my clients is what I learned from them. And then ever since then, I was like, I got a 60-something-year-old guy to squat.
Wow.
And that made me feel really good.
So basically, it's a nice experience because you have the personal training experience. So you know what might be certain, I guess, injuries or common things for someone who a personal trainer encounters, and you as a physical therapist can work with a personal trainer.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your competing. I know you do. You can explain that. I don't get into the bikini competitions.
So the whole bodybuilding world, there's different divisions, and what I competed in was the bikini division.
Okay. So what does that mean? How's that different than how people think of women who are really muscular?
So I guess you can think of it as like a summer body, like that bikini body, lean. But then when judges look at it, they get very, I would say, very critical with certain things. Like they look for how proportional your body is, your glutes, your abs, your legs,
Now, I know a lot of people think about competing because they're like, oh, this will help me get into a certain shape aesthetically. Can you explain some of the challenges, what it takes to get up till the competition? What does it entail?
So it entails, you have to want to do it in order to do it. It's not, you have to have, because it's a very mental and physical game. So I don't know how to.
No, let's explain why, because I know I personally would never want to do it, because talk about, I guess, the eating and the train, like how many times you have to train a day and what you have to do. That's what I couldn't do. I wouldn't want to do.
Looking back on it now, I don't know how I did it, to be honest. It's very tough. I used to work 2 jobs, so I used to work out early in the morning and then late at night.
So 2 hours a day?
2 hours. Well, it would be more than 2 hours. I stayed for like roughly about 3 hours, sometimes even longer in total.
Okay.
The eating, everything would be the same every day: breakfast, lunch, for dinner, snacks.
And tell us what that is. What would you eat?
For breakfast, oatmeal, protein powder, yogurt.
Okay.
So that would be breakfast with hard-boiled eggs.
Yep.
And then for lunch, it would be like tilapia, asparagus, a couple of asparagus pieces.
Yeah.
And then there would be yogurt in between the time, and then for dinner it would be chicken breast with a side of kale or whatever.
So you mean you have to mentally be ready for it, because you'd have to endure that every single day.
Oh yeah. So us women, we love our chocolate. So that was probably the difficult part, not eating or doing whatever you wanted.
Yeah.
So, but it's what I wanted to do, and that was the fun part of it, and I loved what I did.
Yeah.
But you learn to work with what you have.
Yeah.
So that was a new side of me that I learned about myself.
Yeah. And how long do you have to do that 2+ hour workout and then the eating, for the competition? Like how many weeks does it take to do that discipline?
So I did it for a long period of time, but I didn't crunch down into it until maybe 3 months into it. And then the last couple of weeks we just really...
Okay.
Yeah.
Now how many competitions have you done?
I've only done 1 so far.
Okay.
I was gonna do another one, but things happened and I couldn't do the second one. So that's why my heart's still into doing a second competition.
Okay. Is it just for yourself, just a personal challenge?
It is. Though I always grew up with just doing cardio.
Yeah.
And then eventually I got into weightlifting probably when I was 21. And then ever since then I think once you get comfortable in one position, you have to always challenge yourself and do something else to better it, mentally and physically. So I loved lifting during that time, and ever since I got into it, I was like, oh, why not pick up a sport?
So what was it that you enjoyed about that first competition, or that you would want to go back and do something so mentally difficult again?
It felt really rewarding just stepping off that stage, knowing that I did it.
I got you.
Yes,
so it's not
I
even
did
about
it.
The prize, it's the journey.
It's the journey, and it's honestly, if I can't do this by myself, I had plenty of support from my family and my friends
I was going to
who
ask you,
helped
what
me.
did your parents and friends think about it?
I didn't tell my parents at first. I told none of my family members until maybe a little past half into it.
Yeah.
My friends were really supportive.
Yeah.
My family, they didn't exactly support me in the beginning, and then they eventually got into it, and they saw how it was affecting me in a better way. And but I had all the support that I could get.
Oh, that's
I'm a lucky gal, yeah.
Then, having done it once, what would you do differently the second time that you think is going to be more helpful for you?
Preparing myself more. There were certain things that I had no idea what I was getting myself into, and I knew that from the beginning. You always have to try it before, I guess the second time is always better. Just because people were telling me how it's going to be, but you never know until you experience it. Now that I've experienced it, I know how to handle certain situations more better.
Like what?
Like my tanning. I didn't have enough coats, and thankfully I had friends there who helped me tan, because when you're under the lights, not a lot of people realize how bright it is, and it's very important to get the color for the judges to see your muscles.
Okay, so dark, that's why they have that fake tan. It's because you can see the muscles better?
I would say so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see all the definitions clearer when people are looking up at you from under the heavy, like bright neon lights. So,
what do you think it was? Your dad does marathon running. What did your mom do?
I would say my dad's the fitness part, my mom's the health part.
Okay, so what is it about the way they brought you up that brings you here to being interested in doing that and having the mental endurance to do that?
They taught me, I would say my mom taught me how to be tough, and my dad taught me how to be strong.
Interesting. How did your mom teach you how to be tough? Like, what is it about her that's tough?
She's one tough cookie lady. She gets the ball rolling. She's the first one to always get the job done, I would say. So seeing that as a female figure, I love that about my mom, and how compassionate she is. So I knew how to be feminine with that masculinity.
And then the strength, how does your dad teach you? What does he do that makes you, that as an example, taught you how to be strong?
He taught me how to wake up at 5 in the morning to go running with him. He taught me, discipline, very much so, and he was basically my coach while I was running. It was nice. We had daddy-daughter dates, running dates.
You said you might try, after doing this competition, you might try a new sport. Do you have anything in mind yet?
Well, initially I wanted to run with my dad for his full marathon, but he actually just finished his last marathon last year. So he is 71 now.
Oh my God, that's freaking amazing.
So I'm happy that he's in good health, above all. But I'm still thinking about maybe doing a half marathon. Just with friends. My friends are really getting into fitness now as well, so I want to be a part of their journey.
And how does fitness, doing these kind of things, how does it make you feel? Why do you love it? Any of them, the things?
I love it because I want to take care of myself first. I feel that the last thing I ever want anyone to do is to worry about my health or me ending up, God forbid, in the hospital. So that's my first priority. But I love doing this just because I found what I love doing, and I'm very passionate about it, and it rejuvenates my spirit, and physically, mentally, and I love challenging myself. I think that's the most important thing for me.
Excellent. And then tell us where people can find you on social media, like Instagram. What's your handle?
It's all the same actually. It's Jen Soe Ready, Jen_Ready.
Excellent.
That's my Instagram. My Snapchat is Jen Soe Ready without the underscores.
Thank you very much for your interview.
Thank you.